had a chance to review the tape. Pretty much as suspected, just did too many things in that game that if you do those types of things will get you beat in the NFL across the board. You know, offensively, if you turn the ball over, you make execution errors. If you don't convert third downs, you're generally going to have a hard time succeeding defensively. When you allow 160-plus yards rushing, when you don't create enough turnovers, when you miss tackles, you're going to have a hard time succeeding. Special teams, same thing. You know, when you don't kick the ball well, when you turn the ball over, you're going to have a hard time winning games. We really did all three. As I said yesterday, that accountability falls to me, the head coach, and I sincerely mean that. I feel that, and we will. I will do a better job here in that area for this week coming up and the ones to follow. But really, all we're worried about is this week. We're 0-1 in the first quarter of the season. As I tell the players all the time, 3-1 is our goal. That gets you in the playoffs if you do that every quarter. 13 teams, as I said, I was wrong because there was a night game last night, but 13 teams lost yesterday. We were one of them. You know, thankfully we'll have an opportunity to learn from this and as coaches and players get better, okay, and our focus is on trying to get back to 1-1. Okay, so we have a chance to accomplish our goal in this quarter. So the positives to me are I saw throughout this game, even very late in the game, you know, and we watched it together as a team, 11 guys going full speed on punt cover when it was pretty clear the game was over. I saw all areas that occurring where you saw everybody giving everything they had, and to me, that's what I'm. You know, you can't let a loss like this drag you down. This core group of guys have shown that in the past that they've been able to overcome a game like this. You don't ever want one, but if you have one, you can't let it drag you down, and that's why I believe in this team and this group of guys because of what I saw on tape throughout the film. And especially late, right down to the last one or two plays, guys giving everything they had. And that's why I truly believe our team and this group we have right now, we will bounce back from this, and this team will do special things this year that a lot of people will be excited, starting with the people within this building. So, any questions?
You say it's never as bad as it seems. Like the next day, was there some more hope? Was it easier to take watching the film today?
Well, no, it's not. It's never easy to take. But that being said, I think that there wasn't anything on that tape that didn't look like it was correctable. You know, and if we were sitting watching the tape and seeing a lack of effort and seeing just guys get beaten in one-on-one matchups, or not being able, saying, boy, this guy's got no chance, I would feel differently. But everything that occurred in that game that got us beat is correctable, and there were a lot of near misses on the tape also that would have really potentially changed the atmosphere and the emotion and momentum a number of different times in the game. No bigger than the score's 14-0. We have the Pope touchdown, or what we thought was a touchdown, comes back. It's 14-0. We take a sack on the next play, which we lose 12, 13 yards on, miss the field goal, which then gives them the short field. Defense holds them to a field goal, and we fumble the next play. Things like that were just momentum killers, but all correctable, all things that I know we will be better in.
How do you, if the effort was there, so that portrays that it's mental more than physical, and mental including fundamentals and the right way to do things and so forth?
Well, that was a big part of it. You know, I would say that was a big part of it, and that's why, again, I think I'm accountable and should be held accountable for that game. And you know, I need to do a better job of putting each and every one of those guys in a better position to succeed. And I think, again, that's doable. That will be done. And I think you know, we've moved on. The players are ready to go. I mean, as I said, we just had a real good meeting, and we watched it together, and we're moving on. We got to get ready, and we got a lot of work to do.
Players used the term embarrassed yesterday. Do you use that at all, or is that up to individual motivation for them if they felt that way yesterday?
I hadn't used it at all. You know, it was an individual feeling, but I will, you know, without speaking on behalf of anybody, you know, I did today talk about, you know, that we all are, you know, that it's coaches, players, we're all, you know, the entire organization, when you have a game like that, is embarrassed, and I think that's a good thing, you know, because that means you care, and it means something to you, it's important to you, and then that gives you the impetus to make it better. Because like I told them, you know, it can't stay the same, because if it stays the same, the result will. So it's got to change, and it will.
You said yesterday, and you said it again today, you're 100% at fault. Where was your fault? Was your fault with your training camp and preseason plan, or was your fault in last week's preparation?
Well, I think just in the result. In the result, you know, I felt right up till kickoff that we were ready to go. You know, and we as coaches, we always do the deal of, as you come off that final pregame warm-up, and hey, what'd you think? What do you think? How do you think they're going to respond today? We do that all the time, and we were all feeling pretty good that we had a chance to go out and play a pretty good football game, and we're excited about it. That being said, that's not the way it went. So immediately, you know, I felt that to be wrong in that area, you know, to think you're ready and you're not, then you got to make an improvement. So as far as training camp and all that, you know, we were not ready for yesterday. You know, our approach and direction that we took to be ready was for September 11th and beyond, all the way into February, hopefully. So. You know, there's no way for me to be judging that. I can only judge yesterday, and yesterday we weren't ready to go, and I'm taking responsibility for that.
You said you guys watched the tape together. Can you describe what that was like? And was there anger? Was there frustration? Were people, you know what I mean?
We do that a lot, you know, especially when we have bad games or poor games. You know, we done it through the years of just believe the more guys in there together, the better, and you know, nobody's kind of going off into their own little area, and you know, the mistakes don't, you know, when things get called out, it's a little different when it's the whole team. So it just was open. You know, we always say, don't, you know, no room for sensitivity. Let's figure out what we need to correct, and get ready to correct it and move on.
Was there a lot of that then between guys when you're watching that film?
Well, I mean, it's coaches coaching, you know, that's how it's no different than a practice film. You know, sometimes we watch the practice together. You know, if we have had an especially good one or a poor one, usually poor practice, you know, leads to everybody being in there so that everybody's clear on what needs to improve, and there's no doubt. So, you know, it was coaches coaching and correcting and making sure that we understood where we needed to get better on both ends, the coaching side of it and the execution side of it.
Todd, NFL.com is reporting that Eric Berry's going on the IR. Can you confirm or deny that?
Yeah, I won't go into details, but I will say it appears he's going to be out for the season.
He played every snap last year. He was the only guy, I think, in the league that did that on one side of the ball. What was that? I know you got to plug the next guy in, but can you just talk about the impact maybe he made for you last year and how hard that is to replace?
Yeah, you know, I think Eric is a special and will continue to be a special individual and player. You know, that's a that's one of those that really digs you deep, you know, first and foremost, just from a standpoint of, you know, I know how hard he's worked. I know how much it means to him. I know, you know, he's really excited to, you know, he was named a captain, you know, by his peers, voted on to be a captain by his peers. And, you know, it's devastating for him, you know, so that's the biggest, you know, heartache for me. You know, on the other end of it, you know, I've said it a million times, you know, injuries happen. You're going to, you know, people are going to go down. I'm sure across the league, a number of guys were probably lost for the season yesterday. I don't know that to be fact, but I'm guessing. And I think the teams that are able to handle that and have guys step in and up, and in the case of Eric's, I believe it. You know, it's not just going to be one person. I think it's going to be every special team player, every defensive player, every offensive player will have to elevate their game to kind of counterbalance that loss of a pretty neat, great kid that I think is going to be a great player in the league.
Did you guys feel that was an illegal block by Steven Johnson on that play, or a dirty block?
You know, I just know we lost one of our best players, and you know, and that hurts.
What is the rule on that? Isn't this supposed to be above the waist?
Yeah, again, I'm more concerned with us and you know, what we're going to have to do to just make sure that we don't let yesterday in any way, shape, or form drag down our team or our ability to have a successful, exciting season and to accomplish our goals.
The two guys that took his place basically were McGraw and Piscatelli. Piscatelli the nickel and McGraw in the base. How did they play?
You know, I'm going to speak for the whole team, the whole entire team. You know, we know now the areas that we have to make improvements in. I mean, we knew it yesterday when it was occurring because it's pretty obvious stuff, like I said. So, you know, it was a team loss that I take full responsibility for, but I say, you know, I'm very encouraged by how today went. That our team and our group of guys will not let this keep them from doing great things.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.